What's up, everybody? So coming at you with a little bit of a different video today. Today we're going to make trap dye. If you don't want to spend the money on some of the commercial trap dyes that you can get at any of your trapping supply, this is a pretty good alternative as long as you have a walnut tree. So let me get you flipped around here so you can see what I've got going. So first thing you're going to need to do is get you a 5-gallon bucket full of walnuts. This is about a half a bucket, and that's because I've already got another half-gallon or half 5-gallon bucket inside this tub. So pretty simple setup, really. You just need your walnuts. You can even leave them in a 5-gallon bucket. Add some water, usually about to the top of the walnuts, just enough to cover the top of them. And then what you're gonna need to get it to this kind of slurry, pasty consistency is a corded drill. It works the best. That way you don't run out your batteries, because it's gonna take you some time to do this. I have this slick rod that goes to a bolt, and it doesn't have a nut on it, and that's because it's in there somewhere. It came off, but it's been staying on, so I've just been using it that way. So whenever you put it in the slurry, you're just going to want to kind of agitate it around. And you don't want to get it too bad or too fast and really get it to sloshing a whole lot of the paste out of that tub. If it gets on your clothes, it will dye your clothes the same it will dye those traps. So keep just going that pace. There's still going to be the walnut shells in there. You can use like some kind of screen or like an expanded metal to sort those out. If you're wanting just the walnuts, that's kind of a plus. I want this just for the dye. In the end, if I want to take those walnuts, dry them out, and then crack them, why, I can keep them as just something to snack on later. But another alternative as far as something to stir with your electric drill is to get like a paint agitator like they have at Lowe's or Walmart. Those are about $5. I could have easily used one of those, but I had this laying around. I didn't really see the point in spending the money on any other tools, so I just used what I had, and it's working pretty good so far. If you have something similar, you could probably get along with it. I'd say even if you use like T-style trapping stakes, you could probably even use one of those, flip it upside down, keep the T sticking out, and put it in there and whip it up all the same. You just need something that will fit inside that drill bit. You can also use this, like I said, to dye clothes. I've got some of it there on my jeans. You can see how it's already got it stained. But pretty simple. Ultimately what I'll do is I'll get one of my traps, and then I'll stick it either in this tub if I leave it in there, or I may get a bigger tub or another 5-gallon bucket, leave it in there, and just cold dye it for a few days. Probably sit it in like a barn or something where if it rains, it's not going to dilute it more. Keep it heavily concentrated and really get that dye set in on those traps. If you want, you could also take this straight from this stage and then put it on heat and just dye it over like a hot boil like you would in most other trapping styles or dyes for your traps. This, I mean, you can pretty much stick your traps down in it and walk away for a few days, come back, pull them out, and then if you want to wax your traps, why, you can do it at that point. If you are gonna like put it in a rolling boil and then put your trap wax on top of it, you should definitely probably screen it out, keep those little bits of that outer shell out of your wax that's going to go on your traps. I've heard a lot of people say that they think that the green ones work a little better. This is predominantly made out of black hold walnuts like this one. I mean, it's turned a little bit. I don't see that it should change or be any different. The reason that this shell is black in the first place is because it's got all those tannins still inside of it. As long as you're adding that water to it and it's seeping in there and it's kind of pulling some of those oils out, you're getting it kind of finely minced up in that slurry, I don't see that it should really matter any. But other than that, that's pretty much how you dye traps with the walnuts. And I'll also show you just what I mean. I'll grab a trap and be right back with you and kind of show you what I mean by just cold dyeing it. Alright, here's one of my small foothold traps. You want it good and rusty so that your dye has something to attach itself to. If you use like fairly new traps, best advice would be to put them in some acid, like apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Let them sit outside, maybe even put it in a spray bottle and go by and spray it once a day until you get some rust on it. If you try and do this method with just brand new traps that still have oil on them, it's probably not going to work. So basically just take your trap, stick it down in that, and then I would leave it completely submerged even with the chain. I'm not going to do that now because I'm still making my slurry. After a few days, pull it out, shake some of that off, rinse it off in water. See, you don't want all that right there, all that sludge all over your trap whenever you go to wax it. You're going to have little chunks of walnut, everything. It could even cause it not to fire when you want it to or how you want it to, or maybe not fire at all. So that should get a good dye on it though. It should be enough for your trapping season, and it gets in everywhere. So that's pretty much how you dye your traps. You could also do it with cloth if you wanted to dye a shirt or something like that. And there's lots of uses for it as far as anything with a walnut dye. You can probably even use it on wood if you were wanting like a natural wood stain, as far as like staining a piece of pine or something. But you would definitely want to screen that through almost like a screen door screen or something like that to really get those chunks out. Really get it fine, get it clear, not have anything messing up your wood finish. So if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And until the next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.